Happy Friday, y'all. I hope everyone had a great week. It is June and it is hot, and you can probably hear some background air conditioning noise, and that's just the way it's going to be now until sometime in October. Alright, so got a little bit of progress done, not as much this week as I wanted to, because we just started back in art classes, so I had to spend some time orienting myself to figure out what I need to do and things like that. So the little owl picture I had done, let me show it up here. Part of my environment piece, I am doing now, I don't need to pull the whole thing out in front here, the original landscape before the clear cutting, which is really heartbreaking. And so where the mountains would actually come in are closer down to here, but I don't need to have the mountains on this because you won't see it, because the foliage coming from the forest is going to be so thick you won't know where those mountains are. Anyway, you wouldn't even know that there were mountains behind there. And this canvas, it's not great. In fact, it had a little hole that I patched up. These are student grade studio canvases, and they're not meant to be sold. This is meant as a teaching tool and for education purposes, and if I choose later on to do a more professional one, I can do so. Probably not though, because I want to keep the message here and not invest in expensive canvases where someone's looking at something that's kind of sad, really. I am going to do some forest areas that are deeply forested as part of some cool things that are coming up in the future. Alright, so this one, I've sat on it, just trying to see if really I need to do anything else. I could add more detail to it, but right now it seems to be standing on its own, and I'll let it sit for a while and take a look and see if I need to fix that up. This one, I have now gone in and added more black. It really wasn't completely done when I had to turn in the project. So they got all the black in between all the grapes, so that really tightened it up, made it a lot more crisp. So then I can come back and highlight that and finish up these leaves. And then this one will be done. So just details on these Napa wine pictures. Alright, so I'm going to cut out and we'll take a look at a little bit of the things I've done in the studio. Not much this week. It's just been one of those weeks. But as I always say, a little bit of progress is progress. So I will see y'all in a sec. And then over to the studio. There's Sadie, she's waiting. And are you gonna talk to everyone this week? Now why are you ignoring me? You were looking at me earlier. You might get a tail wag. Tail. Wow. I know it's hot. Alright, so oak tree over here, I was hoping to get the bottom of this one on the second coat, but it is still tacky, so I need to wait on that one. And this one we didn't get to, and it really doesn't have that much to go, so hopefully I can finish this one up this weekend. And over here started adding more on the pasture back here. So we got some sunny spots, and picking up, it's going to reflect because that is wet right now. As I was actually working on that today, so I got about down to this far, and we'll come all the way back, and then I'll be painting a bit wet on wet, just trying to get things where I want and let it dry out so I can put the earth horse Alohi on there. And then finally more on these three. So more on the main, and coming in now back with some of the indigo, and indanthrine. So I think, which one did I use today? Whoops, that was the ivory black. That wasn't the one I used. It was this one. So indigo. So that's got more of the blue tint, and I'll use some more indanthrine here. So trying to bring those mains out. If you look up here in the originals, those are a little bit thicker. And so that's what I'm trying to get at here. And then I'll do some details to get their eyes to come off, and just a little bit more on the legs. But I'm kind of liking that ghost-like appearance. So hopefully this one will get finished up before I do my first vendor show in many years, and because these are going out. All right, so that's all we have for this week. Do you want to say goodbye? You want to say happy Friday? You want to say anything at all? Well, you could at least say meow. Well, I guess that's all we have for this week, and we'll see y'all next time.